mentioned in the hadith which have applied in case of Hazrat Masih Maud and has proved his truth beyond a shadow of doubt. What are the signs mentioned? He'll break the cross. Is it not? He'll break the cross. He'll kill the swine. And he will sit on the chair of judgment for you. Hakaman adalan. He will decide which one of your sects is wrong and which one is right, because he will be divinely guided. Now these signs have got fulfilled so clearly in his case that I'm surprised why they do not see. You see, it is the only Muslim holy man who broke the cross into two, snapped it, by declaring that old Jesus is dead. Your Son of God is no more. He died in natural death. He is buried in Kashmir. What is left of Christianity or any religion if their God is killed or shown to, demonstrated to be killed? So this is the main stay of Ahmadiyyat, Ahmadiyya Islam, or true Islam we should say, against the Christian weapons with which they have been attacking Islam. You do away with the life of Jesus and the Christianity collapses. Is that not the breaking of cross? What is swine? Hazrat Masih Maud explained that in fact these two things speak of the same people, because the Holy Prophet ﷺ began with the mention of Qatl al-Dajjal. Yaqtul al-Dajjala wa yaqtul al-Khinzira wa yaksul al-Salim, and so on. So when you hear of cross and swine, what does it remind you? Christian people who eat swine, the flesh of swine, without any hesitation or reservation. So this is the sign of a people, indicating fingers towards the Christian world of domination. So we believe that it is not literal break of cross. It is metaphorical destruction of such arguments as present Jesus Christ as literal Son of God. You do away with that, and the cross, that cross, which supports Jesus' Godhead, is broken. This is what we are doing now. This is why everywhere in the world Ahmadiyyat has been able to conquer all opposition from Christians wherever it comes our way. In England, in Germany, in France, wherever there is encounter between Christianity and Islam, because of the arguments supplied to us by Hazrat Masih Maud, and in Africa in large scale, Islamic arguments provided to us by Hazrat Masih Maud always emerge victorious, and the Christians have to run away. In fact, they have packed up from countries, from large areas, admitting this, and I read it during the lifetime of Hazrat Hilmi Shafi Sahib, and he also translated it. I quoted their papers, newspapers, magazines, where the Christian church had admitted that gone are the days when we thought, or when we dreamt of, Christianity sweeping the whole of Africa from one end to the other. No more so. These Ahmadis came and turned the tables. Now, Sierra Leone was their mainstay. Sierra Leone was the citadel of Christianity in those days. They said, in Sierra Leone, most churches are packing up and leaving. They can't do anything about it. This is the breaking of cross. And the sign has already appeared. What is a swine? We believe the filthy culture. It is not the animal swine which is to be killed by a prophet of God. It's a very, very filthy idea if you take this literally. Can you imagine Jesus Christ traveling the whole world and pigsties and things, and murdering, slaughtering every pig and the small broods, just born, just slaughter them. What sort of prophet of God that is? Have you ever read of such a prophet in the entire Holy Quran and in any other book of God? From Adam to the Quran, the time of Adam to the time of Moses. Have you ever read of a prophet who went on a journey of killing the swine with his sword until not a seed is left of that swine? Is this what they think the hadith means? Very stupid, to say the least. The only meaning which is acceptable is the meaning which has been explained to us through divine revelation by Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi salam. He says, it is the culture, filthy, swine-like culture, against which I have come to put up a great fight on behalf of Islam, or on behalf of Islamic values. And it is destined, it is written, that I and my Jamaat are going to do away ultimately with all the Western licentious way of life, or the Christian licentious way of life, and we put them back on the track of purity. This is the meaning of killing of swine. And they can see it everywhere. You can see German ladies, English ladies, American ladies wearing scarves, hiding their faces. What has happened to them? It is because the arguments of the Holy Quran have won, and they are deeply committed now to serve the cause of Islam, that is, as understood by Ahmadiyya Jamaat. The version of Islam we know is being accepted all over the world, and at a much faster speed. So this is the miracle. What else? What sort of miracle other than this they require? The childish game of calling somebody buried, come on and get up, and he gets up and dies again and drops dead. What sort of God that is who shows such signs? But there's so much to it. I have already spoken. Now let me wind it up and come to the conclusion. If all this is not acceptable, if they would not accept anything literal, now other than literal, if they reject our argument that these are the expressions of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which should be taken literally and not read metaphorically. This is their position. Then, according to their demand, Masih Maud should fulfill these prophecies literally. And they say that he has not done it. We agree. Because these prophecies were never meant to be repeated, to realized in the way you are expecting. So if he is wrong, if Ahmadiyyat is wrong, then do you know what your Masih will do when he descends from the heaven? Have you ever realized? Ask him. He will descend from the heaven after more than 2000 years. An old man, but still quite healthy. And the first question he has to decide is whether he has to marry first or rule the world first. Because the Holy Prophet has said he will marry again, وَيَتَزَوَّجُ وَيُولَدُ لَهُ, and he will bear many children. So a big, difficult question for him to resolve. Will he carry his wife and children in the lap of his wife along this world tour of destroying swines, or will they be left in a safe deposit place somewhere and he will return to them later on? Or will he decide to marry afterwards? Let's see, all right, he says it's too difficult to leave a young bride of say 25 or 30 years old age while he is 2000 years old. So, you see, so he must have taken pity on such, he would take pity on such a bride. To marry again and leave for another place, that's not fair.